Hello. Hopefully we are. Again, this is not showing up the way that it's supposed to. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. I am not at home, as you can see, in our normal Travel Tips Tuesday slash Travelmation John and Tanya Travelmation Team Roger studio office. I am coming to you live from Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, in Central Florida. And Tanya is in the room, but she's not.
Hey.
She says hi. She is not going to be commenting. Well, she'll be commenting and heckling,
Of course I'll be commenting.
kind of like old time's sake. So you might be able to hear her a little bit in the background. But if you need me to repeat anything that she says, feel free to let us
Repeat
know.
everything that I say. It's all about you.
All of value, all of it. Um, so we missed you all last week. Just the show didn't happen last week for a few different reasons. But one,
Kids,
yes, kids. It will just put
four different reasons it didn't happen.
four different reasons. Yes, kids. Four different reasons it didn't happen. If you didn't hear that clearly. Um, so wanted to make sure, even though we're kind of on a little vacation trip kind of thing, that we were able to come to you. So if you are watching live, feel free to comment, and would love to know that you are here. As always, like, share, etc., etc. If you're on YouTube, feel free to click that notification bell and
Click it.
subscribe button. Click it, as Tanya says. So. Don't really have a lot to cover tonight, but wanted to address a few things that, if you have been keeping tabs on the travel industry at all, you know that there's some exciting news that's been released over the past several days regarding cruising and some COVID protocol updates. Kind of not really like a new industry standard per se, but several cruise lines have announced updates to their protocols, and some have announced updates that are coming, like when they're going to be released and what they're going to be doing. Some have already announced the details, and just kind of a few different things, and also a few bits of Disney news for you. But before we go there, I want to go ahead and let's go to. Sorry about the camera movement there. Want to go ahead and pop that question of the day on there for you. What is your favorite
You can do
part
that from
about?
your phone?
Yes, I can.
Wow.
You can do it from my phone. So yeah, I'm going live using StreamYard to Facebook and YouTube from my phone. So it's good times. So this is our question of the day right here on the screen. What is your favorite part about going on a cruise? Just simply put, not really getting super complicated there. But what is your favorite part about it? Would love to know. And would please drop that in the comments so I can share that live. We already have a few using Tanya's phone to do the comments from the old personal feed tonight. But feel free to go ahead and drop that here live in the comments so we can share those with each other and talk about why cruising is so great, because it's a great method of travel for a number of different reasons. And you'll have not disappointed. You've already given some great responses tonight that we will go over here in just a little bit. So looking forward to that. Again, if you're just hopping on, thank you so much for joining us. Very glad that you are here. I'm coming live to you from Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, about an hour and a half. Let's see here, due east of Orlando.
That required a lot of thought.
So yeah, well, it's late.
We didn't sleep last night.
No. We did not sleep. So our topic.
Also kids.
Yes, also kids. And again, if you're just joining us, Tanya is here, but she will not be appearing on camera. And I'll try to repeat everything that she says along the way.
I just want y'all to know he's filming this in our room. So
yeah. So, well, I mean, there's not really.
Hopefully this doesn't take too long because I'm sleepy.
Well, I thought about doing it out in like the living room area, but the lighting.
Too loud.
Well, there's that, and the lighting is not the best. So it's also like hard floors and stuff. So anyway,
this is the best choice.
Best choice.
If you hear snoring partway throughout,
yeah, you'll know really how this is landing. I think
you'll
are we
know
getting
how
any comments?
interesting this podcast episode is.
Yes. Yeah. So hello, Hope. Good to hear from you. She's dropped an answer to our question today in the comment. Thank you for that. And she's definitely a veteran cruiser. So we'll be chatting a little bit about. We'll come back to her comment here, kind of towards the end. So wanted to go ahead and actually wait. We don't want to forget this. Today's August the 2nd, 2022. And welcome to Travel Tips Tuesday. And our topic for tonight is Disney news, cruise updates, and more. And want to go ahead and share a few of those Disney news updates with you. As of 2 days ago, the Harmony Barbershop has reopened. So Tanya has a comment from the Heckling Gallery.
No, I was going to give some Disney news.
Disney news, go for it.
The Foodie Guide has been released for Halloween.
The Foodie Guide. Here, I'll show you. I've got I can't, because we're doing this from my phone. I thought about bringing like all the stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, Foodie Guide. If you haven't seen it, there it is. It is available on the Disney Parks blog. It is out there for a lot of the special edition food items that will be appearing exclusively at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, as well as some of the other items that will be appearing kind of, this sort of Halloween season, which is crazy to think that the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Tanya, do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's the 16th.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks. Yes, it's literally 2 weeks. So
exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy that Halloween season starts in just a couple weeks.
But awesome, crazy.
But awesome. So one thing you may or may not know about us is that we do love the old pumpkin spice. So love it or hate it, that'll be coming soon too. So
love it.
Anyway, there's one thing that I'm kind of excited about that's on. I'm not going to go through everything. We may do that in the next week or two, because we like to talk about some of those things. But it is
I'll be able to report back, but it'll be like September.
Yeah, this is true. So Tanya's going on a little trip in September, so that'll be fun. Sweet candy corn soft serve swirl cone, sweet corn and vanilla soft serve swirl topped with candy corn chocolate bow. I'm all about the old candy corn. I'm pretty excited about that. I do love candy corn. I know some people are like, yeah, that stuff is disgusting, but I'm a fan. So there's that. Anyway, so a few other things. Let me go back here to that particular page and make sure we're not skipping anything.
Cruise news.
Cruise news, yes.
Vaccines or something.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna.
Not vaccines.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get there in just a little bit. The Disneyland, if you're talking about the cruise news and vaccine updates, Disneyland Resort announces return to the holiday season starting November the 11th, 2022, running through January 8th of 2023. A bunch of stuff coming out about the Disney Wish as they've recently kind of gone through the christening sailing, several inaugural sailings, and they've had their first regular paying guest on the ship, which has been nothing but rave reviews. I've heard very good responses.
How can you have several inaugural sailings?
It's a thing. I don't know. I mean, they kind of draw it out, test cruises, just to make sure that. Tanya's question was, if you couldn't hear it, was how do you have several inaugural sailings? So,
that don't make sense.
Yeah. So they have the christening sailing, which is sort of makes sense. That's where.
Which is the actual inaugural sailing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
Y'all, I'm
is
too
what it is.
literal for this kind of business.
Yeah, she's too literal for this kind of business. So.
I did not say business, y'all. I just want that to be clear.
She does talk like that sometimes, though. Anyway, so let's pull up a couple of other things since we weren't here with you all last week. I'm kind of scrolling back through my list, and thank you again for kind of being patient with us as we do this. The D23 Expo, a few things have been announced for that. That's going to be held in September 9 through 11 at the Anaheim Convention Center out in California. And there's going to be a new kind of Disney parks and experiences. Of course, they always have these different announcements and things that they tease at these events. But there's going to be some cool stuff, like the way they're doing it and how they're going to allow people attending D23 to be able to experience some of that. So also,
I got more Disney news.
Yes, I got some dining Disney news for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Andor trailer dropped.
The Andor trailer dropped for Disney Plus.
Andor trailer dropped yesterday?
Yes. That sounds right, because they these subscription services sort of reset on the first of the month usually.
Here's some other news for you.
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
Did you not watch it really intentionally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I did hear something about Yeti cups being canon now.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeti cups are apparently canon. So, I
have not watched it.
I did watch it.
I am unprepared.
I did watch it, and I'm very pleased because I was up a long time in the middle of the night last night.
September 21st.
That sounds about right.
With 3 episodes or something.
Yeah, a 3-episode premiere. I don't know how long the actual season itself is going to be. So they're basically shaping it up to be like a little, sort of movie almost, like for the first sort of release. I guess, to get people hooked in. But it looks pretty intense. So I'm excited about where that's going. Disney's Victoria and Albert. So the quintessential best dining experience that you could have on Walt Disney World property, if not in all of Central Florida, is finally reopened as of July the 28th.
Oh.
So very excited about that. And I've talked to lots of people that are excited about that. Some folks that already have reservations that are going, and some others that have plans to go to make those reservations when that moment comes. So,
do you know the price per person?
The updated price per person for Victoria and Albert's. That's a good question. I do not.
I thought it was like $250.
Yeah, $250, but like multiple courses,
So
like it's just not. It's not a situation where you will be, disappointed if you go. So we're gonna see if we can pull that up.
Yeah, it's a whole experience.
So
it has stars or diamonds. Stars. Restaurants have stars.
Yes. So
how many?
I mean, I think it's like one of the highest ratings that you can get, but I'm trying to find. Sorry about the kind of the delay here. Yeah, no, I don't see it. There's a lot of descriptions. They've had some people in there sort of doing test drives and whatnot for Victoria and Albert's, just to make sure that quality standards or everything are up to par. Test drive Victoria and Albert's.
Some more folks to test.
I mean, you can secret shop Victoria and Albert's. I'm sure you can find a way.
Oh my gosh, you can.
So we could anyway. So so excuse me, or I can see how that would go if you showed up by yourself. That'd be great.
I can handle it.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'll just start crying.
Just
That's
start
worked
crying.
a lot for me in the past.
Is it? I want to know more.
Y'all. Okay, here's some information for y'all. I've never gotten a ticket, like a driving ticket.
Tanya's never gotten a driving ticket.
I was pulled over once, and I cried because I was scared.
I've never
gotten pulled over.
I cannot say the same for myself.
And it worked to get me out the ticket. Yeah. And it worked to get my friend her full flight refund on a non-refundable flight.
Yep.
I cried a little then too.
This is true.
Not on purpose. None of these are intentional. Don't think I'm trying to play the system.
She's manipulating. So, so anyway, a couple more like Disney travel news things, just to sort of get this out there in case you were not aware. Magic Band Plus is now live in Disney parks as of the 27th of July. So they're coming up on a week of getting that out there. And there's sort of been some mixed responses to it. Everything from people's Magic Band Plus is not being charged at all when they buy them in the park, and having to figure out a way to to charge them when they're there, sort of trying to test it out and use it and everything.
Try to get yours ahead of a park day.
Right. Yeah. Get it ahead of a park day. Get it at Disney Springs. You can get it at the Penn Trading Store, which is kind of the hub for Magic Band sales there. You can get it at several different resorts. You can also order them online as well through Shop Disney. If you have an existing trip booked already, or you're going to be booking one, you will have the opportunity to buy Magic Band Plus at a discount through My Disney Experience. Also, annual pass holders, if you are an annual pass holder. Sorry, Tanya. That was the source subject.
So thanks for rubbing that in.
So you have the opportunity to buy one at a discount as well. So go ahead and do that. And also, one of the things I've noticed, some of the as I've been looking at this for clients on My Disney Experience, some of the popular Magic Band styles, like for example the Partners version that was on sale in the parks and also online through Shop Disney, that went out of stock, was still available through My Disney Experience. And that is because they have two different fulfillment options for those. So I highly suggest looking at purchasing a Magic Band Plus before your trip. Kind of for that reason, through My Disney Experience, even because you get the discount and you may have access to some inventory that may not be there in other places once you get to the parks. So a few different things about that. So basically, it's a sort of upgraded version of the Magic Band that allows you to interact with the sort of 50 golden character statues that are around the Walt Disney parks. They do make different noises and things and sort of interact with you. There is a bounty hunter game at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that allows you to sort of go through that park and have an interactive that part of the park and have an interactive experience.
I've heard that's pretty fun.
Yeah, and
you do need a phone for that, so
right.
keep that in mind if you want kids to be able to.
Yes. So yeah, that's the other thing. Tanya says, if you didn't hear that, you do need a phone for Magic Band Plus, especially for the game part of it. So it does link up with your phone. They're also supposed to be interacting with Enchantment and Harmonious, as far as kind of the lighting and the colors and that kind of thing goes. I heard some mixed reviews about that, but we'll see. This is not the first time Disney has done something like that. If you remember, several years ago, they had the light up mouse ears that basically synchronized with I think it was Happily Ever After, possibly when it came out.
California Adventure.
Yeah.
Was it in Disney?
Well, yeah, World of Color. They had them there, but they also brought them to Magic Kingdom as well for a time.
Oh,
so that technology has been around for a little while, or technology similar to
maybe
be
I don't
able to do
remember
that.
because I'm trying to go to sleep and someone's filming
yes.
a live video.
Tanya is. Yeah. Anyway, so a lot of different things going on there with Magic Band Plus. Excited about that, and to see kind of how that will and hopefully enhance the guest experience. One of the questions that has come up is, so I've got to charge this thing. Will it still work? Like, can I still use it if it runs out of charge? If it does run out of charge, it will act exactly like a regular Magic Band does. You'll be able to unlock your room with it. You'll be able to unlock or use it for your park admission and photo pass and all those sorts of things. It's purchases and all that kind of stuff. Like, it still has the same functionality, just without that. So, and also, like, the pricing for a lot of the Magic Band Plus is not that far off from some of the regular Magic Bands. So that was kind of encouraging, I think, at least for now. Like, if Disney is Disney, they sort of like will let things lie for a little bit, when they first release them, and then more than likely we'll see some price tweaks down the road as demand increases. So that's just what Disney does. Like, they typically raise ticket sales a couple of times a year. So it's pretty exciting. All right. Let's just talk real briefly
it's
about.
Not exciting that they raise ticket prices a couple times.
No. That's not. It is not exciting that they raise ticket prices. Not at all. So let's talk about cruising real quick, and I don't want to go too much into detail because
your wife's trying to sleep.
Yes, wife's trying to sleep, and a lot of what has been announced is not speculation, but just more of a general, hey, this is coming kind of stuff. So it sort of started with Virgin Voyages. So Virgin Voyages being the cruise line wing of sort of the Virgin company run by Sir Richard Branson. They sort of said, hey, you know what, we're going to start dialing back our COVID protocol with, as far as like vaccine requirements go, and looking at that, having a conversation about that and what that looks like for us. They were sort of the first major player in the game to sort of announce that after the CDC sort of announcement came out that they were no longer going to be requiring certain things for COVID protocol as far as vaccines and testing and that kind of stuff. They have recommendations, right? Very strong recommendations. Yes, they do believe you should get, vaccinated. Yes, there are certain thresholds for, testing requirements, all this different kind of stuff. But then other cruise lines, like for example, Royal Caribbean and Carnival, and so Norwegian. So several other big players in the cruise industry are starting to have conversations around, okay, what does that look like for us? We know that we have a pool of guests that want to cruise with us, want to experience our product, want to come and hang out at our private islands. Like, I'm wearing my Perfect Day rash guard shirt right now that I've been wearing down here while we've been in Daytona. And we know people want to come experience this stuff, but they're not vaccinated. So how do we do that in a way that appeals to our entire guest base? And at this time, just generally speaking, essentially what the cruise lines are saying is that they're going to have a portion of their cruises, of their passengers, that are going to be unvaccinated. We don't know what that looks like yet. We don't know the percentages. We do know that will vary based on. What did Virgin say? Because I did not 10%. Catch that. So Virgin has said 10% will be unvaccinated to start.
Probably
so yeah, so others will be something probably similar to that. Royal Caribbean has already had a waiver kind of protocol in place already for kids that are not able to be vaccinated. Like if you have like medical reasons and stuff, like there's a bunch of different kind of terms and conditions related to their waiver program for kind of vaccinating, COVID testing, and all that kind of stuff. If you've, certificate of recovery and all this kind of stuff. That's one thing, like with Royal Caribbean, that is a difference, defined difference before, where if you previously had been, sick, they would not, with COVID, they would not accept a certificate of recovery. But Michael Bailey, who's the chairman and CEO of Royal Caribbean International, said himself, like in person in interviews, but also through his personal account on social media for the Royal Caribbean, has stated that certificates of recovery will be accepted within 90 days. And there are a bunch of other things, but we don't know the exact details. Those details will be announced in about 6 days for Royal Caribbean on August the 8th, which we're excited to learn about. I'm not, holding any secrets here as a travel agent that works with Royal Caribbean or any of these other lines, but just we're kind of sort of sitting on pins and needles, because I've been having very specific conversations with folks that are waiting to cruise, that want to, but for one reason or another are not able to right now because of the existing protocols that are out there. So we're excited to see what the changes are going to bring, and what the opportunities are going to bring, and how that's going to work best for everyone involved. We don't know. Again, we don't know any specific details about how that's going to work out as far as system and processes at this time. We know a little bit more about Virgin voyages versus some of the other lines at this time, because the other lines, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, have really only in the past few days sort of said, hey, this is coming and this is when we're going to be announcing these things. So
also, if you're grown-ups and you want to cruise, which kids shouldn't be watching this show on the internet
yes,
anyway, you want to cruise with Virgin.
Yeah, if you're grown-ups and you want to cruise with Virgin. It will be definitely a really, really awesome experience. So so that's it for our kind of conversation about Disney news, a little bit of cruising conversation. We'll probably have more, I imagine, next week, once some of these announcements kind of, come about as far as some more specific details. And we'll be talking about that as we roll on. But want to back up to our question of the day, and we'll go through and address some of those comments. And that is this: what is your favorite part about going on a cruise? What is your favorite part about going on a cruise? Would love to hear from you. Please drop your answer in the comments so we can share that with everybody. I'll be going back through my personal feed here in just a moment and pulling that up. But to start us off tonight, Hope says, your plans are already made. No decisions have to be made. Not where we are eating, what time we are eating, nothing. It's the best. So absolutely.
That's awesome. This is like decision fatigue. Yes. A real thing.
Yeah. Decision. Look, you go on a cruise, like a lot of us that are in, working sector of life will, you're making decisions every day. Even if you're not, you don't have like a job, like an office that you go to every day. You're a parent, like you're making decisions for everyone around you. Just go, enjoy, have fun. I mean, cruise ships have some great kids clubs. Main dining rooms, and a lot of them are great. There's, of course, poolside ice cream. There's pizza. There's, tacos galore. There's all these different things, depending on how you're cruising, that you can have access to. Now, I will say this. Carnival has this. I would say most cruise lines have adopted this, but Norwegian kind of pioneered the idea of freestyle cruising, meaning you have the opportunity to still sort of have an open dining experience at a lot of cruise lines. So, like if you want to sort of fly by the seat of your pants and say, hey, I do want to go here. I'm not like showing up to specific scheduled dining time, early dining 5:30 or later dining 8:30 or whatever it is, right? You can do that. So every cruise line has an option that fits for you, that works well for you, that's out there. So I'm going to pull up the old personal feed real quick. We'll take a look at that. And let's see here.
Take your time. I'm not trying to sleep.
Don't worry about it. Tanya's okay. I'll turn the phone around here in a minute. So.
Oh my gosh. I know where you sleep.
No, we're not doing that. So Donna says, who just got back from a fantastic small cruise ship. Speaking of which, I want to talk about small cruises here in just a minute, especially river cruising, just briefly. She says, on our small boat, 305 passengers, definitely getting away from the shoreside tourist crowds after a hot day. So if you truly do want to unplug, the large, massive cruise ships may not be for you. There are more boutique cruising experiences that are out there. There are great river cruising options on lines like Viking they happen to own a lot of the ports in the European cruise sector, but also AMA Waterways. AMA Waterways is a fantastic option as well. Just like Viking, they include a lot of your excursions, meals and all those sorts of things. Fantastic new ships.
They work with Disney too.
Yes, AMA Waterways works with Disney through Adventures by Disney. So if you book a Adventures by Disney trip that includes a river cruise, AMA is who you're going to be on.
I'm going to do one of those small, like, catamaran cruises.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
My parents used to do.
Yeah. Catamaran cruises as well as an option. They have ocean kind of ready catamaran, not like the little 16-foot things, but yeah, where you can sleep over or whatever. So Rachel says the food and not having to worry about paying for anything, going to a lot of countries and only unpacking once, going back to your room in between activities. I love that idea. Only unpacking once. So if you go on a road trip or you're trying to see Europe and you're hopping around by train, or you want to go see all the national parks, a lot of the national parks out west, sometimes you may be driving from site to site. You'll be staying in multiple hotels, which can be frustrating, having to pack and unpack and risk leaving things behind and whatever. So having to only unpack once and being able to see a lot, whether you are on a river in Europe or Africa or Asia, wherever you may be cruising around and seeing some amazing things, or in the Caribbean or the Bahamas, or area kind of around Baja California or the Hawaiian Islands, cruising. You get to see a lot of really cool stuff, only unpacking once, and the same service is always there for you at the end of the day when you go back. So outstanding. Jennifer says getting to see several places in one swoop to determine if it is a one and done or a place we want to spend more time. Now, I really like this idea. I really like this idea a lot. So it gives you, cruising definitely gives you the opportunity to experience a lot of different places. Again, you're only picking once. Yeah, it's a sampler. So I don't know why I said it like that. I'm sorry about that. I have no idea. Wow, it's late.
We're so tired.
Oh
I know
my gosh.
We say this every Tuesday. Other parents, it's just like
yes.
a perpetual state of tiredness.
Yes, we're a perpetual state of tiredness.
Always delirious.
Always delirious. So, but yeah, seriously though, you get to see a lot. You sort of sample like little bits of the culture and food and the sites and touristy things, and you're like, hey, you know what? I might like to experience that maybe a little bit more of an authentic base. Say you stop at Nassau, Bahamas. You're like, Nassau seems like a really cool place. I would like to see more of the Bahamas.
So then you call your travel agent.
You call,
John.
You call your travel agent.
Full trip there.
You do a full trip there. So the waters in the Bahamas are absolutely beautiful, by the way, for sure. So let's kind of go back. Hope is dropping some more things in the comments. I want to see what she has to say. You let your kid order a large pepperoni pizza through room service at 11 p.m. and eat it in bed. You will buy yourself like a year's worth of parent points. There you go. Yeah, 100%.
That's included too on most cruises.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Room service. So, room service is included on a lot of cruises. You're right. Getting to know the servers, and then of course you are.
Always right.
And then getting to know what you like or want before you even sit down. Glorious. We're so cheap. Our kids getting to order whatever they want. It's a huge treat. So that is true. So cruise lines, if you elect for the main dining experience, you'll have the same server every single night. Even like with Disney Cruise Line, they don't have like a quote unquote main dining room, but they do what's called rotational dining, where you rotate around to some of the different restaurants.
Y'all have to know he loves to say rotational dining.
It's just a fun concept.
He throws that in whenever he gets the chance.
It's like you ring the bell, ding, up there. He said it again. So
say rotational. Say it. Go ahead. We'll pause while y'all say rotational dining.
Say it with us, rotational dining. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you for it's fun hat. So
it's fun hat. That's a Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, Phineas and
Ferb.
Brick. It's fun hat. So it's so great.
Who's still watching this?
Anybody? We've got 3 people. It's been. We got a like when we did that. I don't know who did.
Someone likes.
Oh man.
Ferb.
So yes, Phineas and Ferb, definitely. David says the different port stops. Yeah, I love immersing myself in local culture. into a local culture, even if it's just for a few short hours.
Is that hard for you to read
I
tonight?
can't. It's late. I can't. Corey says 24/7 pizza and ice cream. There we go. Leslie says,
that's it.
My phone goes off. I'm not accessible. So here's the thing. Wi-Fi on cruise ships, generally, at least, again, in general, is not the best. Now, Royal Caribbean has a great Wi-Fi service called Voom on their ships. That's great.
Virgin, that's one of their huge selling points. Is their good Wi-Fi.
Virgin is going to have good Wi-Fi. The new Disney Wish is also supposedly have good Wi-Fi. But look, here's the thing. Yes, like Wi-Fi calling on phones is a thing now, but it's a lot easier to disconnect on the cruise ship versus if you are at like an all-inclusive resort or you're doing a land vacation somewhere. You can say, you know what, I'm going to be on a cruise, I'm not going to be available. You know, you could check in your email and text or whatever to make sure there's no emergencies back home every now and then. But it is absolutely, Leslie, is absolutely a great way to disconnect 100%.
That's that one cruise we went on together. I purposely, I planned it. John didn't know where we were going. I purposely planned it so he would have to turn his phone off.
Well, you know.
And he did.
I did. And he did. So
that's Yoda Seagull. Stop it now.
Yes. Yeah.
Bad lip reading.
What these people are like? What are you talking about? Oh, hey, Jen. Jen says fun. Hi, Jen. Glad you're here. I didn't know.
Hi, Jen.
Tanya says hi. Wendy says not having to lift a finger. Jeremy says I can order 4 lobster tails on formal night and not get charged a dime extra.
Boy,
there you go.
That was I got like 6 plates of that gnocchi when we were on that one. It was so no, it was the tiger shrimp. It was some kind of like tiger shrimp.
Hey, Jen got the Yoda reference. By the way, the seagull stop it now. So. We're down here at the beach, so like every time we see a seagull, that like song automatically starts playing in my head.
Our kids are like,
yeah. We were at my parents' place down in South Alabama in Orange Beach a couple of days ago before we came here, and they have an Amazon Alexa like with the screen or whatever.
Someone's Alexa just came on right now when you said that.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, Alexa. So
Alexa, play Yoda Seagull. Stop it now.
Yes, exactly. So put your Alexa very close to the speaker wherever you're at. No, but it like drives us crazy because our kids will go up to it and say like, Alexa, play this, because we don't have one. Like that's just something we don't want in our house. We don't want it in our house, but our kids love that song. We listen to it in the car sometimes.
That's such a good one.
So Jen, different Jen, not the one that's on. No. So good. So if you've never listened to this song, don't look it up on Spotify first. Go to YouTube and just YouTube Seagull Stop It Now. It'll be the first thing that pops up. It's got like millions upon millions of views, and you can listen to the song itself.
500,000 or just our
kids. It's just oh my gosh, it's so great. So it's like if you love bad lip reading and you love Star Wars, and it's just the best. All right, Jen, not Jen that's on with us, but this is a different Jen, says waking up in a different location, which allows me to see so many places while only unpacking once. There is only unpacking once. Sarah says the food, and Brian says no work. Yes, Brian, no work when you're on a cruise unless you're a travel agent. or you work on a ship. So
I guess you're employed by the cruise.
Well, yeah, but seriously though, like I get it. It's just fun, and even when you go, and I imagine like a lot of people that work on these ships love what they do. One of the cruises that I was on recently was Royal Caribbean. The people there was just like you could tell they loved their jobs, like they loved being where they were, which is exciting. So anyway, let's see if we've got any more before.
If I had my phone, I'd comment, get off now. Your wife wants to go to sleep, but I don't have my phone.
But you don't have your phone.
So I can't comment that.
Yeah, absolutely. So So bad lip reading Star Wars. You can Google that. Like Jen says.
They used to do a lot of like NFL.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of NFL stuff, but I guess they've been branching out. So again, that's our question of the day right there. What is your favorite part about going to cruise, y'all? Cruising is coming back.
It's
back, baby. So why did I even say that? What is going on? All right, I'm gonna delete this. This will not go out in podcast. I had like a brief moment. I was channeling Cusco from the Emperor's New Groove. I'm
Boom,
back,
baby.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Jen knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, Jen does. Jen, she's probably like, I'm unsubscribing. This is
She's like, I'm
the
gonna
end.
just change my name on Facebook.
Yeah,
they don't
sure.
want me anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, I have no idea what's going on anymore. But yeah, so cruising is an outstanding way to experience the world, to create some amazing new memories. Whether you're like going on an anniversary trip or honeymoon, your group trip. I've worked with a few groups. I've worked with a group of widows that are doing a seminar, that have done a seminar on the high seas to kind of how to continue life after the passing of their loved one. I've worked with groups. Doing birthdays and just friends that are going to celebrate different things, and people that are going just on individual cruises for anniversaries and honeymoons and fall break stuff. So, yeah. But if you wanna do like a continuing education thing, like say your business, you're like, hey, I want to do something exciting with the people I work with. I want to step up a notch, make what we're learning and what we're going to be experiencing, kind of our continuing ed stuff, a little bit more appealing. What better way than a cruise? A lot of cruise lines will actually comp you the meeting space for free and give you a lot of great benefits if you bring your group on board. One of the first big groups in Travelmation that I remember since I've been with the company almost 4 years is we had a lady that's one of our agents, one of our supervisors that's a veterinarian or was a veterinarian then, that took over 200 veterinarians on a Royal Caribbean ship to do some continuing education work with them. Fantastic experience. So you can get very creative on what you do on cruise lines and what you're able to do. With Disney Cruise Line specifically, they did re-announce their groups program. So that's something that we can work with you on if you're looking to take a minimum of, say, eight cabins or so. And that's sort of a rule of thumb for most cruise lines for the most part. Norwegians is a little bit more aggressive, so their minimum is a little bit smaller. If you're looking at, say, anywhere from 3 to 5 cabins with them, we can start talking about a group.
I don't say veterinarian.
So do what?
I don't say veterinarian.
Veterinarian? You don't say veterinarian? Why not?
Veterinarian.
Veterinarian. How do you spell? I don't even know how to spell it. I have to Google it.
Well, you spell it veterinarian.
Well, I mean.
But I say veterinarian.
All right, we're talking about cruising. Anyway, she's still your age. Don't listen to her.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to me either.
He's back, baby. Actually, I said that first. If you go back and listen, you were just copying me. Sorry.
This is gonna be so bad.
Do what I do.
Like we're gonna get negative listens on this. People are gonna like delete it off their phone and then burn their phone because of this episode.
Extreme. Is it really that bad?
Extreme. So, extreme podcasting after dark. So.
Stop with the after dark stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so creepy.
I just do that just for you, Tanya. That's all. She says stop with it. So, and then the last thing is.
There's more? Oh my gosh.
The last thing is.
We've been doing this for 45 minutes.
It's been 84 years. So, anyway, no, wait, y'all, there's a lot to talk about. We could talk about cruising for a long time.
Skeleton laying over here in the bed, clacking her jaws open and closed.
And he's still talking. Why he can't just be quiet. So
that will be me. I will be dead.
This is what happens when I go off outline. Let's be honest. So it happens.
We never have much fun to begin with.
Do what?
Actually, he stays on task very well. It's me.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you would just let me talk. I'm just kidding.
It's so boring.
Boring. So, anyway. All right. So, thank y'all for joining us for this special episode of Travel Tips Tuesday.
It's special.
No idea what's going on. But we'll be back in our home studio office next week. So if there's anything you'd like to cover, if you have any questions about cruising right now, what that looks like for you, specific questions about going on one, a group, whatever it may be it with Disney, Royal, Celebrity, Princess,
if you're like the
Carnival,
group
whoever.
Coordinator,
yeah,
you get some benefits too,
yeah,
right?
if you're the group coordinator specifically, you can get some benefits. We can talk about what that would look like for you. So, thank you all for joining us for this again special edition of Travel Tips Tuesday
on location,
as it were, from
from
Daytona Beach shores, and we'll
with the brightest overhead lights.
Brightest overhead lights ever. Well, that's one of the reasons why I want to come in here, because the lighting is better in here. Then you wouldn't be able to see my. Not that you want. I don't know. You may want to see my face. Who knows? She doesn't.
Just point it at your shoulder. Just film your shoulder.
I don't know. All right. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you again next week very, very soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mom.
Tanya says bye, Mom. See you later.
She heard.